Hi there and welcome along to another workout for you to row along to. Now today's row is going to be 12 minutes long, so for those that are trying to push it a little bit at a time, maybe your last one was a 10-minute, today's is a 12-minute. And how we're going to do this is we're going to break it all down into 3 chunks, but those chunks we're going to break down into 1 minutes as well. So we're going to do 1 minute at 20 strokes a minute, run about 5 out of 10 intensity, which is kind of your warm-up intensity. Then 1 minute, we're going to increase to 24 strokes a minute, run about 7 out of 10 intensity. So we're looking at kind of run about 5-6 seconds faster. And then we're going to do 1 minute at 28 strokes a minute. And we're going to go even faster still, probably not like 7 seconds faster than that. Just find your pace naturally as you increase. As long as there's some kind of increase as you go up, that's fine. And then we're just going to keep on going through that cycle for the total of 12 minutes. So basically just do that, 4 times, all right? Now, before we get into our main row, we're gonna do a warm-up, and we're just gonna do a 4-minute warm-up today, okay? So 2 minutes of rowing, 2 minutes of drills, have a quick break, and then we'll get into the main session. But before we can even do that, we have to set up our machines first. And on an RowAlong, that means setting up your resistance to where you want it to be. Now, if you don't know where you want it to be yet, then what you're looking for is a nice sensation of the stroke. You feel connected, you feel, oh, this is nice and rowing, but you're not having to yank and pull it to get it moving. But at the same time, you're not just flapping in the wind, okay? So supposed to get some kind of tension, but not really, really hard, okay? And it's the same if you're using a Concept 2 in the RowAlong app. That's what you're looking for when you're setting your drag factor, is that nice feel, not too easy, not too hard. Baby bear, basically. Usually a drag factor around about 130 is the right point for that, which is on a clean machine, a lever setting around about 5. If you've got a dirty machine, it'll probably be higher. But if you know nothing about this, just set your lever to 5 for the time being, because too low isn't a problem, too high is a problem. That's when you do have to start fighting against the machine, all right? But less of that, more onto our foot stretchers. And what you're looking for is a height where you're able to come into the front of the machine with your shins in a vertical position comfortably. If you're set too high in the foot stretchers, it can get a bit tough to get there. If you're set too low, it can be a bit too easy to go scooting straight past. Your backside escapes from underneath you and you don't get as good as workout, okay? So a good guide is that the strap covers the bottom lace of your shoe, which is round about the balls of your feet. So you can start there, and then over time you can adjust up or down for your own comfort, because of course it's all about you, it's not about me. Right, so this warm-up, we're going to start off at 20 strokes a minute, and now we're going to go into this with a gentle pace as though you're just standing up from a squat, and then we'll increase it after 1 minute, then we'll do those drills, all right? You with me? Good. Here we go then, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So just enough of a push from your legs that you can feel the power from your legs connect to your hands, but it doesn't feel really, really hard, okay? Like I said, right now this should be like slower than your normal warm-up pace. You should probably be able to hold your breath for 30 seconds and still carry on rowing. That's how easy this should be. Because all we're doing here is working on that connection between our feet and our hands, the timing of pushing and hands picking up the tension of the machine at the same time. But we're also working on that forwards rock to a 1 o'clock position at the front of the machine, swinging into a 11 o'clock rock at the back of the machine. This just opens up our hips with that pumping backwards and forwards, gets our body used to what we're going to be doing today. So 1 more here, and then let's start to increase that push from our legs. And what you're looking for is for it just to feel now like you're working out, but it doesn't feel hard. I always describe this as though you were walking up a constant flight of stairs where your heart rate will increase, you'll get out of breath, you'll be like, this is a workout? That's kind of what you're looking for here, all right? Just, you're not doing nothing, but you're not doing lots. Kind of hard to describe this stuff. I hope my flannel kind of does give you a decent way to know how tough. The other way just to say is that you should be able to talk while you're rowing at this pace. Admittedly, you should need someone you're talking to talk so you can catch your breath, but it's a good guide. Here we go, 1 more stroke here, then we're going to put 1 foot on the ground. So out the strap, on the ground, and then continue rowing. And continue to think about that forwards rock into that backwards rock. And keep your foot on the ground, okay? Rock forwards over your toes and then back onto your heel. And that'll keep you stable and planted, and also let you know what you're supposed to do with your foot. Let's take one more here and then we're going to swap feet. Oh. There we go. Now, I'm not just having a laugh with you here when it comes to this drill. This really does help you get into that proper compression, shins vertical at the front of the stroke, and that forwards tilt, and then connecting to push out. Because with only one leg strapped in, it's a lot easier to get into the right positions. One more here, and then let's put both feet back in, strap them up, then legs straight, and row with your back and arms. So you swing your back, and then you pull in your arms. So keep those arms nice and straight as you swing your back to pick up the tension of the stroke, and then pull in at the back. Okay, so you only pull at the back of the stroke. Back, back, back. How many times can I say back, 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 back? One more here. Roll into the front with forwards tilt, arms straight, and push out with your legs. Almost fluffed my lines there. Like I have lines. I mean, I do tend to say the same thing all the time when it comes to the warm-up, but... So keep those arms straight, okay? If you're on an Aviron and you can see your reflection in the monitor in front of you, look at your arms. Make sure you're not seeing any bend at all here. Let's take one more as we hit zero. Wow. There we go, so the warm-up's done. Have a quick drink and I will explain one more time what it is we're doing today. Okay, then while you're having that quick drink, have a little bit of a wiggle of your backside too to release the pressure of the sit bones down onto your glutes, which can sometimes cause your backside to be a little bit discomfortable. Discomfortable, is that a word? Anyway, today we're doing 12 minutes of a row and we're going to break it into like 3 times 1 minute. So we're going to do 1 minute of 20 strokes a minute, around about 5 out of 10 effort. We were just rowing at that. Then we're going to increase to 24 strokes a minute and possibly 5 or 6 seconds. Then we're going to increase to 28 strokes a minute and possibly another 5 or 6 seconds faster still, okay? Then we're going to repeat that 4 times and we're done. Okay, so nice simple row, and it'll teach you about going up through the stroke rates and stuff as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy this one. It's a great row. I love this one. Are you ready? Hopefully you've had your drink and you've had your wiggle and you're good to go. Because we're going to get started at 20 strokes a minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So nice and simple here. 1 stroke every 3 seconds. And this is where you can consolidate what you know about technique. You've got loads of time here to get 1 second of a drive, 2 seconds recovery. Really think about your body angles. Really think about arms over knees and that forwards rock before your knees bend, so that all you have to do is bend those knees to roll to the front. Shouldn't be tugging on foot straps or anything. But we are facing into our first increase to 24 strokes a minute. And to do that, you're just going to push harder with the legs, which will give you a faster drive speed. Then you just have a slightly faster recovery too. So one more here. You ready? So let's push faster, or harder, sorry, with your legs. You should hear your machine changes pitch, maybe gets a little bit louder. You can hear the increase of a whoosh, but also you should see an increase in your pace. So I'm now rowing 6 seconds faster than I was at 20 strokes a minute. And you'll probably find your heart rate and your breathing rate has started to climb too. This is where it can start to get just a little bit tougher for a workout, but then in 2 more strokes, we're increasing again. So you ready? Let's push a little bit harder. Still, it's a bit trickier to hit 28 strokes a minute because you can't just look at the counter and count yourself up in 2.5 seconds or 3 seconds. But follow me, row when I row, and you should hit 28 strokes a minute. I'm bouncing up to 29 from time to time, but I'm mostly 28 here. 20 seconds to go, and then we're going to drop right down to 20 again. We're almost there. 2 more strokes. 1 more. And we're down to 20s again. So that's round 1 out of the way. 3 more of these. And again, these 20 strokes a minute chunks, let's call them, are where you can just settle down, recover a little bit in case you found those 28s were stretching you. But make sure whatever pace you were rowing at for the first minute of this workout, that's the pace I want you to return to each time we come back to 20 strokes a minute, okay? 3 more, and then we're going to increase to 24 again. You ready? 1 more, and let's go. Push harder with the legs, and whatever pace you were rowing at last time, that is the pace I want you to row at this time. Sorry, I was too busy playing with my microphone cable. I kind of lost the rhythm very slightly there, but I'm back on track. Sorry about that. But yeah, so if you were 152 last time round for the 24s, I want you back at 152 this time. And the same when we increase in a few strokes time to 28. Whatever pace you were at last time, I want you to hit that again. 2 more. 1 more. You ready? Let's go up to 28 and push harder with the legs in order to get a faster drive phase, but then make sure to release that handle away from you fluidly but quickly. Okay, you're not scared of it, you're not jerking it away from you, but it should come in to a finish and then you instantly release it away from you. You don't hold it against your body. Let the handle come away and then cause your upper body to start tilting forwards so that the handle's past your knees and you're in that forward tilt before you bend your knees. 1 more. And back to 20. That's us at the Bon Jovi point. We're halfway there. If a dad joke's worth saying once, a dad joke's worth saying every time. So get back to that pace you were at last time. It's only a 12-minute workout after all, so if you ease off too much and take it easy, you may not get the workout benefits that this row is designed to give you. Remember, if you're building up your time and experience on the machine, you need to push yourself in order to improve. 2 more strokes. 1 more. And let's push up to 24 again. So as your drive phase increases, it complements, or your recovery phase complements it by being slightly faster. So whereas 20 strokes a minute is 1 second drive and 2 seconds recover, you're like, I don't know, 3/4 and 1.5. Yeah, that's probably around about it, to be honest, for 24 strokes a minute. Once you get closer to like 30, you end up being 1-to-1. But for the time being, you have the space to get into the right positions at 24. 2 more strokes. And we're back up to 28 again. You ready? Here we go. So push. Really do feel that power as you push your legs into the machine. Remember, keep those arms straight at the front of the machine with that forward tilt in order to let that leg power get in there. Because if you don't actually engage your body and your core with the stroke, sure, you can row at mighty high stroke rates, but you won't get the workout benefits and you won't get the speed rewards in front of you. Okay, 3 more, 2 more, last one, and back to 20. So we're on our last set now. Keep that push of your legs enough to return to your 20 strokes a minute pace. And even if you see it's drifting and you're slowing down, just really think about that forwards tilt and straight arms, because usually if you're getting tired, it's your posture and your positions that suffer. It's got nothing to do with being tired and not having the energy. 3 more. You ready? 2 more. Last one here. Goodbye 20 strokes a minute. Hello 24s. It's the last time we'll get to dance with each other in today's workout. And really, if you do struggle with these higher stroke rates, it often just is down to what you're doing with the handle and your posture. So if you can make sure to get the handle away smoothly and quickly, and then make sure you are up on your sit bones and just hinging forwards and backwards over your hips, then you should really find it much more comfortable. 2 more strokes, 1 more, and we're up to 28. So sometimes even just ignoring all the other aspects and just thinking about your upper body pumping forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards can be enough. Remembering you don't want to swing too soon coming out from the front, but you do want to get back into the forwards tilt nice and quick. So it's the opposite. So hold, return quick, hold, return quick. Couple that with a more powerful leg drive, and hopefully you'll get your higher rates soon. Last stroke. There we go. I got lost. Almost hit like a trance as I was talking about your hinging backwards and forwards. So there you go, 12 minutes. I'd say that was really quick, breaking it into those 1 minute chunks and then repeating the cycles. I mean, that's a quick 12 minutes. Add on the 4 minute cool down to that as well. And that's a good old row today, isn't it? Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me Oh, I'm slightly out of breath. Thank you so much for joining me in this one. Do remember to check out all the other rows I have up here. But until then, the only real thing that's left is to give you a hashtag. And today I'm just going to go for good old row, because that's what it was. It's a good old row. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in this one. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Bye-bye.